Hey Pete, this is Ann Jones, and Hannah Garrity and I have really appreciated your ideas and vision for worship and the arts at Montreat. And to thank you for your vision, which is enlightened, we think the universe, we have at last count 37 banners, very large banners, and we've decided we don't want you to forget this vision, so we're gonna, you can tell Margaret this too, we're gonna encircle your house with large banners. We've looked at the trees, we've figured out how to climb them, we're taking classes on tree climbing this year, so that the minute you retire, we're not gonna give you a second's rest. We're gonna let you rejoice in this vision you had of banners and arts and worship at Montreat.
Pete Peery has been an extraordinary, underline the word, extraordinary president of Montreat Conference Center. I don't know of any president in memory who has had a greater impact upon this place than Pete has.
Since I started here working with Pete, I've noticed something about him. It does not matter how well I place a mic for him. He will always touch it. Always. Hey, how y'all doing? Can y'all hear me in the back? Lynn, can you hear me back there?
President Pete Peery has done a remarkable job in putting Montreat Conference Center on a new playing field in the areas of strategic visioning, financial development, facilities development, and in terms of our regional, national, and international relationships. Moreover, Pete and Margaret Barnes Peery have been preeminent exemplars and role models for all of us as we search and seek for the deeper meanings of Christian stewardship, Christian servanthood, and leadership. We are their debtors.
Let's fix the mic. I'm gonna touch it, I'm gonna hold it.
Okay, I have a funny Pete story. One of the things I'll always remember about Pete Peery is a particular Sunday morning when the summer staff are coming into the auditorium to work their regular shift and do their regular thing early on a Sunday morning. And one of our great summer staffers, Jerry Kivett, comes in and he thinks he's going to do his normal thing that morning, like, sweeping a little bit, making some coffee, being hospitable to people who are coming in for Sunday morning worship, when he gets a phone call. It seems that Pete's daughter and baby granddaughter need to be taken to the airport that morning. So Pete drives up with his car, Jerry gets in the car, he is to go to Pete and Margaret's house and pick up Meg and Naomi and deliver them to the airport. And of course, he's nervous. This isn't what he thought he was going to do this morning. This isn't really part of his job description. Did he get the background check to be able to even drive a company car? He's not really sure. He gets in the car, he goes and he picks up the precious cargo, but on his way to the house, the car starts ringing because Pete has Bluetooth in his car. And so it's Margaret calling Pete or vice versa, and they're having this conversation about the pickup, and Jerry doesn't know how to turn the thing off so that he's not listening to their private conversation.
Pete, this is a fascinating time in your life and in our lives. You and I have known each other for a long time, and Maggie, you too. I've known you since high school. It's been such a joy to be a part of your lives. But it wasn't until I was president of PSCE and you, Pete, were at the General Assembly helping to really move forward the issue of ordination of Christian educators that I got to see your passion and justice concerns at work. It set up a model for how I saw you were carrying out your ministry, and that's what I've seen throughout your whole life.
Pete, when you became president, you challenged us to get unstuck. You pushed us to lead with bold imagination and to use our voice to better serve the church in purple in this crazy busy world. Pete, thank you for helping us imagine something more than none here at Montreat. We look forward to calling you neighbor in this multi-faith world.
Yep, cool, all right. Y'all can still hear me back there? Yeah, can you still hear me back there?
One of my favorite things about Pete is his leadership style. Matter of fact, that's probably one of the reasons I took this job. I knew from talking with him early on that he was the kind of leader I could learn from, and someone that also really knew what he was doing but also cared about the staff. And I've seen that over and over again, and I've not been let down. So Pete, thank you for being a good leader. I think that shows in what happens on a daily basis, but also when you look long term at all the things you've achieved.
This is about Pete.
Pete?
Yeah. Pete Peery.
Pete Peery.
One thing I like about Pete is that he's very present with the staff. He'll stop by your desk with a joke or just to check in, and he genuinely wants to know how your day is going. You can tell he cares a lot about us, which means a lot. He's not just the president, he's a really great colleague too.
Pete Peery. Yeah. Not Bob Tuttle, right?
All right, let's give it up for our Vice President of Hospitality, Mike Morris. It's his birthday. What is he, like 25 now?
Oh, that guy who works for Libby. Yeah.
Hey Pete, this is Ann Jones again, and I still believe and have believed most of my life that Montreat is the cutting edge place where people come to not only be renewed and to have Sabbath time, but to go back with new energy and new ideas. And I want to thank you again for the millionth time, and I promise I won't make any more statements here, but to thank you for your support. So Pete, one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot over these years when we've gotten to work together is how much I rejoice in your vision for worship and the arts at Montreat.
Another thing about Pete is that he's never going to be able to sneak up on you. You can hear him coming down the hall chatting with someone, or if he's particularly cheery, he'll let loose one of those signature Pete laughs. Let me see if I can Ha!
So Pete's legacy will forever, in my mind, be the renovation of Assembly Inn, which we all now can enjoy and will be a tribute for Montreat for years and years and years to come. Thank you, Pete.
I'm not going to reveal any humorous stories about Pete. We have a mutually assured destruction clause on that matter, but I will tell you that being around him is always such a delight. I love his laughter. I love his sense of humor, his sense of irony. I love, again, his substance. When I'm around Pete and Margaret, I'm a better person.
So I actually do know who Pete Peery is, although I am sad that we're not going to overlap for longer. And so I just want to thank you, Pete, for your service here. And I will hopefully be a part of a great team that will continue to carry on the work that you've done here and the ministries that you've been involved in. And I actually wanted to say that Pete baptized me, and I didn't remember him then. I don't really remember that moment. I really don't. But I am grateful for his ministry and the way that it touched my life then and continues to touch my life now. So best wishes, Pete, and enjoy your retirement.
Well, hello, Pete. Congratulations on making retirement here in Montreat. I apologize for the Paul Bunyan look, but I've been out in the woods looking to see if there was anything green that hadn't been put in conservation yet. So I'm back in civilization now. Thank you for everything you've done for Montreat. As my wife's boss for the past 6 years, if you've got anything that you know that's worked, let me know. I'd appreciate it, and look forward to seeing you in retirement, and thank you so much for your friendship as well. Thanks, Pete.
One of the most important life lessons Pete Peery has taught me since being here at Montreat Conference Center is the importance of taking the hill on Georgia Terrace quite slowly. When you're driving a 12-passenger van that belongs to the EPC church, flying down the hill, you never know when you might hit the president on his birthday. I didn't hit him, though.
Pete, thank you for your service. I have a huge request for you in your retirement, since you are going to have some free time, is if you, whenever you do, come up to the house, and if you could just come up to listen to my husband's many different stories, and that would be a great service to myself and my sweet boys. Have a great retirement. Welcome to Gold Watch Land, and enjoy your family. Thanks for all you do.
These last 7 years, in which he has led us to do some things we didn't think were possible, most notably the enhancement of Assembly Inn, have been just extraordinary. And what he does is he sets up for Richard Dubose the opportunity to build upon everything that he has begun, many things that he has completed, all the things that he has stirred up within us in these critical times.